Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, NBAA went beyond expectations. Record-setting pilot Wang Zheng wins trial verdict. And Boeing reports progress on 737 MAX return to service. Happy Monday and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Sophie Herlock. This year's NBAA-BACE was a stunning event with more than its share of exciting news, starting with Gulfstream's lively unveiling of the massive G700, new upgrades for the Bombardier line including range increases, a $1.4 billion order for Embraer, the showing of Tecnam's P2012 Traveller, more progress updates for the Dassault Falcon 6X, the confirmation of the Daher Kodiak deal, a greatly upgraded new Pilatus PC-12 NGX, the presence of the new Cyberjet SJ-30i, a visit from the Epic E1000 now within weeks of certification, progress update on Textron's Denali and Sky Courier, and the unveiling of the Bob Hoover Legacy Foundation trade show display, where Aero-News Network volunteers got a chance to hear stories and memories of Bob from people who stopped by the booth. Next year's NBAA-BACE will be held in Orlando, Florida, October 6th through the 8th, and you can count on Aero-News to be there. We'll be right back with Around the Patch.
Finally, a modern, affordable four-seater without compromise. Turbocharged Rotax 915 IS power, 155-knot cruise, 800 nautical mile range, 1,000 feet per minute climb, and all that at 8 gallons per hour. Don't compromise. Check out the Sling TSI today at airplanefactory.com.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Welcome back. It's time for today's trip around the patch. A new filing in a lawsuit brought by public employees for environmental responsibility, and Hawaii Island Coalition Malama Pano is aimed at forcing the FAA to adopt mandatory air tour management plans under legislation enacted nearly 20 years ago. The National Park Air Tour Management Act of 2000 requires the FAA, in coordination with the NPS, to set limits on overflight numbers, timing, and routes to protect park resources and the visitor experience. Constant Aviation and Nexton Aerospace are partnering to offer 604 XT upgraded, refurbished, and customized aircraft. Under the partnership, Nexton Aerospace will acquire a Challenger 604 aircraft on behalf of the end buyer, carry it through the upgrade and completion process, and deliver the aircraft to the end buyer in one seamless process. Constant Aviation will upgrade the aircraft with the Nexton 604 XT generation flight deck. Blue Origin announced a national team to offer a human landing system for NASA's Artemis program to return Americans to the moon by 2024. Blue Origin signed teaming agreements with Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and Draper, all of which have decades of experience supporting NASA. Airbus and Spirit Airlines agreed to a memorandum of understanding for Spirit to acquire up to 100 A320neo family aircraft. Spirit intends to place firm orders for a mix of A319neo, A320neo, and A321neo to support their growth and future fleet requirements as they add more destinations to their network. We'll be right back with the rest of the news.
Today is a new dawn.
With a new name.
Un nuevo logotipo.
A new factory.
Und einem globalen Kundenfokus.
We are Continental Aerospace Technologies, and we stand behind you.
three-judge Beijing court rendered a unanimous verdict dismissing all defamation claims made by 99's China Governor Saki Chen Jingxian against global circumnavigation record holder Wang Zheng. The three-judge panel refused to grant Chen the injunctive and compensatory relief requested by the complaint, and refused to censor any of the statements the 99's China governor had challenged as infringing her reputation, including Wang's statement Chen's 2016 flight around the world was a fake flight. The court also dismissed Chen's claim against co-defendant social media giant Sina Weibo, finding the social media platform's operator had done nothing wrong. The central allegation of Chen's complaints were that record-setting pilot Wang Zheng, by criticizing Chen's 2016 around-the-world flight, chaperoned by an American male flight instructor, as a fake record flight on the China social media platform Sina Weibo, and by directing her attorney to send pre-litigation cease and desist letters to a handful of media outlets and sponsors, had defamed Chen and damaged her reputation. The complaint also contained a dozen or so lesser alleged transgressions against Chen's reputation that were heard during the trial and rejected. Boeing says it's made significant progress over the past several months in support of safely returning the 737 MAX to service, as the company continues to work with the FAA and other global regulators on the process laid out for recertifying the 737 MAX software and related training updates. The company also made significant governance and operational changes to further sharpen its focus. In addition to providing assistance to those affected by these accidents, teams from across Boeing and its supplier partners have been working around the clock to develop software updates and conduct related flight testing, enhance future pilot training materials, engage and inform global regulators, airline customers and their suppliers, and support the existing fleet of 737 MAX airplanes. Boeing has updated the MCAS on the MAX by adding 3 additional layers of protection that will prevent accidents like these from ever happening again. To date, the company has conducted more than 800 test and production flights, with the updated software totaling more than 1,500 hours. And that was our last story of the day. Thanks for watching. Click the subscribe button and check us out on Facebook and on Twitter. For more aviation aerospace news, head over to aero-news.net. I'll see you tomorrow for an episode of Airborne Unmanned.